I hope that we can ride a bike with no handlebars, no handlebars, no handlebars. Oh, excuse me. Today is all about bikes. Mitch and I are going to be talking about the second developers blog that was released this week. We have that and all of the usual stuff coming up in episode 41 of STEEPCAST.
My snowboard's been waxed and the chocolate is hot. STEEPCAST reporting to you live from the top of Mount Blanc. Snow mist me, making you miss me. Cause I'm hucking a dub 12, I'll throw it into a misty.
The second developers blog is up and we have a video covering all of the facts. But you don't have to worry because you'll hear our thoughts in today's main topic.
We are proud to announce that TFG Slopestyle is now open. Our rules video is already uploaded on the channel. You can go and check that out after STEEPCAST, and submissions are due on October 25th.
And you guys were able to guess correctly. The name of our new show is Riders Report. You can expect to switch over to that show sometime around Christmas.
And to break the ceremonial bottle of champagne on our official announcement for the name change, Mitch, cover your ears because it's time for the Riders Report! We'll work on it. But just kidding. Seriously, it's time for the Reddit Roundup.
Our first submission for this week comes from Victor10, and he is cruising in the terrain park in Japan, just absolutely flowing on these rails. He's got some great music playing in the background too, and man, does this get me so ready and so excited for the slopestyle competition. Just super silky in the air.
Next up, we have a quick clip from Adam Enoxen hitting the hardest transfer in the game, barreling off of one of those Olympic ramps, and boop! Perfect placement on the edge of that rail right before those final kickers.
Our third submission comes from Mick Heine, and it's a little bit different than what we typically see, but here is a progress video of him continually improving at the game of Steep. He posted a while back some of his first clips of the game, took some feedback, and now he is doing so much better. Just nice, clean run down this mountain, pulling off some tricks and landing smoothly.
Mick Heine, you are finally at my level of skill, and you're gonna pass me very soon. We have a screenshot from Dark Ice Vortex soaking in the gorgeous photo mode up on top of one of the mountains, playing in some deep powder while they look out at that beautiful horizon.
And finally, from Mountain Man 0135, we have him attempting a very risky and a very dangerous trick. He is right by the ski lift, lands on the rocks, coming in with a ton of speed, heading towards the booter, and looks like he's going for the support pole, just gets on top of it and goes through sideways and manages to come right back down to the ground. That is one of the tougher transfers I have seen using the ski lifts.
Well done to everyone in the Reddit Roundup this week. Now, it's on to our main topic. Developers blog number 2. It's all about the bikes. So Ubisoft released the second developers blog for Riders Republic this past Monday, and Mitch and I have had the chance to mull over it and get our initial thoughts on the second developers blog that we have seen so far. Honestly, not a ton of news in this one, but it's still getting me hyped up.
Yeah, we'll take every little fact we can get at this point. And some of the unique ones that I've found, they started to list the tricks that you'll be able to see on the different types of bikes. You got the road bike, the downhill bike, slopestyle, and freeride. And they say slopestyle and freeride will have their own set of tricks. So I'm imagining if you're using the downhill or the road, you are not going to be pulling off some crazy tricks. You are going for the speed and the ride. But with the slopestyle bike, it's very lightweight, so you're going to be able to pull off some of the quicker high movement tricks such as bar spins and tail whips. And if you're using the free ride bike, it's going to take more airtime to pull off some of these tricks, but you are going to be seeing some other ones like this Superman based on the hint that they have in there.
Yeah, they are clearly putting a lot of focus on how these different bikes are going to perform in the game. I know that I have said it before, but I am super excited for that road bike. I feel like that is going to be my bread and butter, discovering all of the national parks from the asphalt, taking my time, leaning into those banks. I can't wait to feel what the speed does to banking into a corner, with the haptic triggers and everything. Is it going to be as immersive as I'm imagining it? I cannot wait to explore this. And of course, all of those other wild bikes. I know there are going to be some awesome supercuts of Mitch and I when we stream, of me just absolutely eating dirt when I try to do any trick that involves me leaving the ground. They also went ahead and reminded us about the auto modes and the manual modes in all of the trick sets. We covered that in our last episode where we talked about Devblog 1, but basically, just to catch everybody up, they're going to start off newbies on auto mode. It's going to be a little bit safer. You're going to land a whole lot more tricks. And then you move over to manual mode, where you're going to have tons more control over your character and be able to meticulously plan every single movement that you can do in the game. But that's going to come at a cost, and you're going to be eating a whole lot more dirt for it. With those additional tricks, unfortunately, comes the subtraction of your safety mode when you're landing and trying to correct and get level again before you hit the ground. But this is all centered around the main design philosophy of Riders Republic, which is making this game feel as comfy for new players as it will be for the pros.
I am truly hoping that this manual mode allows complete control of your boards, which it sounds like it will be. I've only played a little bit of Descenders, so I might be wrong, but I feel like you have that control in the game, where when you're doing flips or tricks, you can pick exactly how you're going to land your bike on the ground. And if that carries over to Riders Republic, you're going to see some crazy tricks, and the landings too. People are going to get much more stylistic with everything that they do.
Oh, of course. And I mean, just coming from our perspective, the more manipulation that we can have of the game means just better content overall. I mean, that just makes sense. If the game allows us to tweak it and adjust it and manipulate it in such a way that it is custom every single time. I want to be able to go up there and pull off a Superman, and every single time I pull off that Superman, it can be a little bit different. I can wait on the grab, I can wait on the extension, and I can pick and choose when I get back on the bike to land the trick. And because of that, I can't help but just salivate at the thought of what TFG is going to turn into with Riders Republic.
Yeah, I'm super excited to see how this affects different competitions and edits that people are making. If you're going to be able to pick how you land your bike, how you land your snowboard, if you want to land on the edge, if you want to land on your back foot, front foot, it's just going to be a whole nother ball game.
And that's pretty much it for this dev blog. The second post was a little bit lighter than that first one was, but still giving us a tiny peek into the world of Riders Republic before it releases on February 25th next year. Of course, as you might already know, Ubisoft has announced that they are going to be releasing one of these developer blogs roughly every 2 weeks. So stay tuned to the channel. Mitch is putting together some wonderful breaking news segments that drop as soon as that blog post is uploaded. And then, of course, the following STEEPCAST after a developer blog post will be our thoughts and our comments on the content. So yeah, I mean, Mitch, final thoughts. This one was awesome. I loved learning what the difference between slopestyle and freestyle bikes is going to look like. And it looks like the downhill and road bikes, I mean, is it safe to assume that those are just going to be very specifically for navigating the terrain instead of pulling off some insane tricks? I mean, obviously you can still try to do tricks on them, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, it seems to be that only those two bikes will have actual trick sets that have ones that they're intending you to do. But I hope so much that you're going to be able to take a road bike or a downhill speed bike, launch off a cliff, and then try to pull a triple backflip before hitting the ground. And I imagine there's no suspension either, so you're just going to go flying.
Well, that's the first trick that I want to try in the game. It's taking the road bike on the tightrope and at full speed, no balance whatsoever, just straight shot, line it up perfect, get about halfway on the slack line and then just bail off to one of the sides and get as many backflips in as possible before I break every single bone of both my rider's body and the bike down in the river below.
That has to be another Tartiflette Games short series, seeing who can get across that tightrope the fastest.
Hey, I'm totally on board with starting a bone collector series in the Tartiflette Games. Like Mitch said up at the top, STEEPCAST will be transitioning into the Rider's Report around Christmas of 2020, so be looking out for that. But in the meantime, STEEPCAST is going to be your home for all of the latest and greatest Riders Republic news. We'll see you in 2 weeks with another brief chat about a Riders Republic developer's blog. Let's go to the weekly challenge.
For this week's weekly challenge, we had the topic of grinds, and this is going to be another slideshow edition because we had 13 photo submissions from Steepest Legend, Flair, Lucas, the other Lucas, Ryota, and Envy.
Thank you so much for 13 submissions. So many submissions. Ryota, real talk, I think that one grind behind the cars in the parking lot was the cream of the crop. It was incredible. Well done. Dare I say, chef's kiss. Mwah.
Thanks again to everyone who submitted for this weekly challenge. Next week, the topic will be grabs, and the following week will be Halloween.
Come on and get spooky with it. Ooh.
You can submit your photos or videos in our Discord channel under the weekly challenge tab.
Thinking of me, how come you're not there when you got me?
It's time to wrap this one up with some questions and answers. Steepest Legend asks us, have you seen the Walking Dead series?
Nope. His next question was, what school subject did you guys think was the worst and what was the best?
Okay. I'm taking a deep breath to calm myself down. I hated math. I fought with my math teachers up until I was a senior in high school. I remember vividly, I was taking a geometry class in 11th grade and stood up one day and asked the teacher, when am I ever going to need this in real life? And she could not give me a straight answer. So from that point on, I was justified. Math is dumb. It's still dumb. Use a calculator. My favorite subject was music. When I would get angry enough in math class, the teacher would tell me to leave, would never tell me to go to the office or the principal, just tell me to leave. I would go down to the band room and play drums. I was definitely the art kid through all of high school, so my favorite time of the day was all of the time that I spent in the band room in the music wing or on stage singing, performing, whatever.
I'd have to say my least favorite would probably be English, just because whenever I write stuff, I'm a man of few words. I get to the point pretty quickly, and that's it. I don't take my time describing everything in great detail. My favorite subject, I liked a lot of the sciences, like physics and statistics. I'd probably also have to go with music class too, though. I took jazz band class, which was my favorite because it was just 40 minutes of improving and soloing every day, and that was it. That was the class. But now that I sometimes jam out with friends, I actually learned a lot of good lessons from that class.
Hell yeah, music for the win. What's up next?
Do you guys have the full equipment of skiing gear, or do you have to rent every time you go skiing?
Can we skip that question, please? Mitch, hey, Mitch, let's just not actually put that in the episode. Let's go to the next question.
It kind of sounds to me like you don't have any of the equipment.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. I have all of my gear. Skis, those poles that go with the skis. What are those things called? I got some of those too. I got the hand socks and the head sock. And then I got those really big glasses, those elastic sunglasses that you wear up there. Every time I bring all of my own stuff. Yep.
Well, that sounds like quite the collection of stuff you have over there. I'm sure it is all matching in a single brand that you rep every time you hit the slopes.
Oh, of course. Every time. I'm a pro. You should know this by now. Total pro. I'm actually sponsored, so they give me the equipment and they match it for me, so I don't even have to worry about it.
I do have most of the equipment at home. I still fit to my snowboard and my snowboard boots that I have. I actually haven't used them in a while though, but if I go snowboarding, I have a full set of equipment. And if I go skiing now, I've been using my dad's gear because I've grown into it. He doesn't ski as much and I don't go that often, but I am looking to eventually get a set of skis to kind of rock for the rest of my adult life. So I'll be getting those and some boots at some point.
I mean, I made a mistake when I moved to the south, away from the mountains that I literally grew up right next to. Skiing and snowboarding is probably going to be a little more difficult down here. But yeah, eventually. I used to have my own snowboard, and I had all of the gear and everything for a snowboard, but I'm kind of leaning more towards skis. Just it makes more sense. So eventually I'll probably grab a pair of skis. If any of you are selling a pair of skis for a 5'11" guy, hit me up, please.
And the final question from a newer member, user 213 asked, butter or I can't believe it's not butter?
Well, this one's pretty quick. I grew up on I can't believe it's not butter, on the vegetable oils, on the margarine, and all that good stuff. And since I've been living with my girlfriend and not with my parents, we have moved to butter. Just straight up butter. It's better, and I think in some cases it can be healthier for you, ?
So I use margarine for any sort of like bread or toast or English muffin that I have in the morning. And I use basil, which we basically bring back across the border from Canada every time we go visit family. So I've got a stockpile in the freezer. I also use butter plenty for cooking. And I can say I have never been in a more heated argument with friends than the decision between salted or unsalted butter. I can say one of my parties got nasty just because of the butter debate.
Oh, I can believe that. I mean, salted versus unsalted is a tale as old as time. That's actually going to be what the next Civil War is centered around.
I don't even know if I want to ask you your side because it could end us forever.
Oh, are we ready? Are we really ready to do this? I mean, 10 plus years of friendship, Mitch. Are you ready for this?
I think there's some things in life that are just worth not knowing about each other.
I totally agree. That does it for episode 41 of STEEPCAST. Thank you so much for 41 weeks of this madness. Like we said, TFG slopestyle information is up on the channel already. You can go and get all of the rules in that video. You can also head over to the channel to catch Mitch's wonderful breaking news segments surrounding the dev blogs from Riders Republic. He's posting those within seconds of these dev blogs coming out. I have no idea how he does it, but he's putting in the work and it is paying off huge. I'm talking 500 subscribers. Huge. Mitch, congratulations. We went this entire episode and never brought it up once. But today, Monday, October 12th, you and I hit 500 subscribers for Nick and Mitch. Congrats, man.
And congrats to you too, buddy. We've hit 420 plus subscribers just since January 1st, kicking off STEEPCAST. and I know we're going to be growing it even more, and at some point soon we'll be having a celebration.
Well, celebrate we shall. Celebrate we should. I think this is the first YouTube channel that you and I have done together where we didn't try and ride a viral train. This is truly just something that we enjoy doing in a game that we love. So this is a total passion project, and 500 subscribers hits a whole lot different when it's something that you're just doing because you love to do it. So thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel. Make sure you get your friends in there as well. We have had 130 new subscribers just in the last month alone. So why stop it there? Hey, Riders is months away. You have time to prepare. We want to be here to hype you up for this brand new game.
And if you're not sick of us yet, you can find us on our social channels, Instagram, Twitter, and Discord, with all of that information down below.
Thanks again, guys. We'll see you next week for episode 42. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see yins on the slopes.